Welcome back to Coin Sense and Unsense. Today, we've got 14 bars, a little over 15 ounces, some really cool things. All right, let's get started with a couple of rare ones from the Mint. And the Mint was kind of involved when USSC went out of business. Some of the dies were kind of shared with the Mint, or some of the Mint products were being minted at USSC during the closeout. But this almost looks like Partridge Family kind of design or something, very 70s-ish, even though this is 82, 83. Happy New Year. So there's evidence of PVC damage here for sure. And so I am going to try to dip this one and see what can be done to salvage it. I don't think much, but there are fingerprints and things, and I would like to get rid of that. I know I'm barehanding it, but I'm going to be gentle. So the Mint, like I say, was involved with USSC, but the later bars, they kind of were doing their own thing. But you can see some of them still retain that style that USSC made popular with the oval. Here's the one we're after right now, the Mint 34, New Year. And check this out, 100 only and a $45 rarity value. And also from the Mint, we've got Thanksgiving. And Junior and daughter are, I don't know, they're kind of in vulnerable positions there. I don't know if I approve. But anyway, so they're celebrating Thanksgiving. We're moving on. So we have PVC damage, and going to dip this one as well. Actually, both sides are showing evidence of that. So we won't bother putting these in capsules because they're going to get a bath very soon. But that one's on the same page here, kind of a dark image, 31, Thanksgiving, and also 100 only. Woohoo! $39 rarity value. So, Next up, we've got one near and dear to my heart, Research Genetics. And I had wanted this ever since I spotted it in the good book, Custom DNA, delivered in 48 hours. And so don't call 8675309 Jenny. Don't call the number there. I don't know. You didn't get it from me. So Research Genetics is Northwest Territorial Mint, and they were controversial for ripping off their customers in the long run, but for a while they were pretty hot making cool, rare things. So Research Genetics, and then there's the special reverse. So no mintage data, darn it, and an $18 rarity value. I can tell you, I haven't seen these around, and yeah, would love to get a couple more. So this one is in pretty darn good shape. No need for a dipper. So let's see if we can... Yeah, we're in. Next up is another mint that's somewhat related to USSC. This is APM, or American Pacific Mint. Congratulations to the graduate. And so very mirror-like stainage, though, unfortunately, from PVC. And not sure, probably not going to dip this one right yet. Seems decent enough. I mean, that's unfortunate, but I don't think much can be done with that. It'll still leave a residual. We are, congratulations, APM 24. And no mintage, darn it, but a $25 rarity value. So that tells you something. Get that one put away, I hope. Shoot, another one that's kind of tight. And I'm using the somewhat larger capsules. I guess because I'm not wearing gloves, too. I'm just touching the edge. Next up is one from one of my favorite mints, and I have so many favorite mints apparently, but this is from the Dahlonega Mint, and had always been fascinated with the Dahlonega Mint. when the U.S. Mint had a branch there. And there's the spelling. Very similar look to the Madison Mint reverse and font and all that. Nice frosty proof-like bar. And so Dahlonega number 6, Dahlonega 6, Father's Day, 5,000 minted and rarity value 4. And I'm quite sure there's no relation between the U.S. branch mint in Dahlonega and this Dahlonega mint. Actually, the D mint mark used to stand for Dahlonega before Denver came on the scene. So, little fun fact. All right, yeah, we are skipping that one for right now. Keep your shirt on. So, we got happy anniversary. And this is from another, you can guess it, relative to USSC, very similar oval. And this is Continental Coin Corporation. They just use a CC, even though their prefix is CCC in the book. Let's check it. And here we are, Continental 31. You can see when they have a thing that says C, another mint, you can tell they all shared the dies and whatnot. So, CCC 31. Ours is the one with no date. And I have type 1, unfortunately, because the type 3 is worth more. So what makes it type 1 is this, the CC is there. If it was type 3, the CCs would be on the side of the frame. And some of the Continental Coin Corp bars are worth a decent amount. This one's just not a super high dollar one. Still cool. And speaking of Crown Mint, we got a couple from them as well. So Baby's First Christmas, and this one is in pretty decent shape. 1985 bar, does have a couple fingerprints, but not too bad. So we'll get this put into a capsule. Crown Mint 70, no varieties, Baby's First Christmas, no mintage data, darn it. Rarity value 3, which is like $10 to $15 over spot. And of course, with current conditions, take that with a grain of salt, because I don't think there's a lot of premium right now on some of these bars, given how high spot is. So, International Trade Unit. This one looks very, very familiar. However, this is the reverse. And check this out. This is the Birthday of Christ, 1980. So this is a Crown Mint classic, one of their first bars listed in the book. Here we are, Crown Mint 2 even. But you can see there's on the reverse, but also they made it the obverse on Crown Mint 3, so that's very confusing. But anyway, Birth of Christ 1980, and it's $20 no matter which one you've got. I've got the Type 3. So this one also doesn't need a dip. Snapper. All right, we did a little coaxing off camera. We're in. Actually, there is a third one from Crown Mint, and I left this one in the packaging purposely to so you could see the damage there from the PVC. So that's not cool. So I'm going to leave this one in here until it's time for a dip. And so what is this one? 1989. Merry Christmas. And it's actually the final listing in this edition of the good book there. So Crown Mint 91. Merry Christmas 1989. $35. Next up is another Christmas bar. This one is a little bit of a mystery. It's not found in the book, or at least I haven't found it yet. 1979. Merry Christmas. And it looks like it has an APM or American Pacific Mint reverse. However, they could share it, who knows, but kind of a cool bar. And here is the reverse type that I believe it is, but not listed. The first ones listed are like 1980, and this is a 79, so could be during the transition. So if anybody knows for sure, let me know in the comments, please. Ooh, we're having trouble here. Might be that way. Let's try the larger capsule. Hi. Right, we're done with the holidays, and now Colonial Mint. One of my favorites. I say that a lot, but Colonial Mint was one of the first mints that I purchased when I consciously was seeking art bars. I love Watergate themed items, and they have a whole series of bars to do with Watergate and also 1970s Nixon things. And so this is the beginning of a generation of peace. Obviously not a Watergate bar, but still political. Let's check the book. Here we are, Colonial Mint, and you can see some other Watergate type things, but we've got Colonial 11, and there are varieties to worry about, so it's a matter of the trademark at the left arm and a couple other things. So we got Nixon Mao without the M, variety with the M without a serial number, and the gold plated. I know we don't have that one, so let's check. They all have the same kind of reverse. One has a serial number. So it's a matter of whether it has an M or not, and it really doesn't matter. Rarity value 3, regardless. But I don't have the trademark at the left arm, so I got the regular. Get that one put away. And for the most part, Colonial is capsule compliant. There we go. Next up is a Watergate bar from Colonial Mint, and this one is neat. Love it. So this is the disgraced Attorney General for Nixon, John Mitchell. And so he was convicted along with, I think, 6 others in the Watergate conspiracy, cover-up, whatever. So this one doesn't have much of an indentation, but has kind of a nice reverse. And so again, the Colonial Mint ones, even though I didn't show, actually here, let's quit your rambling. So yeah, they're just known for all their different weird geometric shapes. Colonial 17, and there is a variety. Let's see what we got here. It's either type 4 or type 11, both rarity 4. So I think mine is type 4. And just for comparison, type 11 is that with the little slot. So this one probably could use a little bit of a cleanup, but not too bad. So we have many others ahead of it in line for the pool. Next up, we've got an interesting one from Pioneer Mint. And this one is for Bache Securities. Bache, biatch. And so this has the classic Pioneer Mint reverse. However, this one has a serial number, and the book doesn't necessarily support serial numbers. But the book doesn't know everything. So there's our reverse type, and Bache, Pioneer 5, and no varieties listed. And it says no serial number. I got a serial number. That one put away. And that brings us to the elephant in the room, New Hampshire. And this is not Pioneer Mint, it's Pioneer Mint Enterprises. And so I don't think they're related, but maybe they are. I don't know enough about it. But beautiful design, and there were supposed, I love the covered bridge too, woo! So there were supposed to be 50 of these, one for each state, obviously, And these are 100-gram bars, or 100 grain bars, I should say. I wish it was 100 grams. So 100 grains, and it's like 71 grams or so. So not quite, well, it's a little over 2 ounces. It's 2.29 ounces. So we'll do the math here in a moment, but take it all in. This is so, so cool. I don't know if those are birch trees, but yeah, awesome bar. And so had to have one of these at least. I'd love to have all of them. They only made 5 before they crapped out and stopped the set. So, there's no capsule for this one. Let me get a little closer up here. I'll change my camera setup. Here is the little spiel on it. Pioneer Mint Enterprises and a proposed 50-piece set. So I'll let you read it all. You can pause it if I don't leave it long enough for you. Here we are, Pioneer Mint Enterprises 1, New Hampshire, and made in 1971. And actually I said 100 grains. It's 1,000 grains. What a doofus. And serial numbered at $95 rarity value. So that's like 95 over spot. I'll tell you what, these things are expensive. And so even though they're all the same weight, the certain ones are definitely more valuable or more expensive than others, like the California one. Right, here we are in a little bit closer so we can see some of the detail a little nicer. And we can even head up towards Dixville Notch. So very, very nice with the trees, and love the detail on this. I guess they are, I'm saying they're birch trees anyway. 1788 statehood. And again, the covered bridge. That's like my favorite part of visiting New England. So love it, love it, love it. So hope you enjoyed checking this out. Thank you so much for watching Coin Sense and Nonsense. And until next time, bye. Bye. This is kind of interesting design there. Kind of questioning the situation going on here. I guess they're, yeah, but only for gold coins. So this is American Pacific Mint, and I don't know why I started off with Dahlonega, so we got to start all fucking over. And there's a hair on here, and that is disgusting. Here, I was going to show off, and it didn't work. But they do have a whole series, like I say, of... That didn't work before. What the hell, man? Do I have mismatched parts? So, when the going gets tough, the tough get going. And I think he was shortly before he got sent to prison. So, very cool. Well, let's see if we can zoom in here and do a Victor. Come on now. You gotta engage the lens properly. What is happening? Got, was that Gobbler's Knob or something like that? But not Gobbler's Knob, that's in Pennsylvania, isn't it? What do you call that place up there where they get the vote first? Dick.